All right, folks, listen. This is a live stream, and I'm going to be showing some information um, about something I've shown in the past, which is about the Georgia Guidestones and why it came down and why it was erected in the first place. Okay, but but mainly why it was brought down is the real, connection. And for the people who don't know, the Georgia Guidestones is kind of like based on that. What is that other thing? I can't remember what the other thing is called. Does anyone know what that those other stones are called? Does anyone remember what those other stones are called? Not the Georgia Guidestones, but the other one. Man, I can't believe I forgot. I didn't even look up. I didn't even look up the name of the other place. Uh, I forgot that it connected to that. But hopefully somebody remembers what the name of that other, those stones that are up in some country. Where is this, man? There's nobody in the chat for someone to tell me what the. Oh, Stonehenge. There you go. Somebody finally said it. Stonehenge. Yeah. It's kind of an homage or whatever to that. But anyway, so let me just tell you first, for the people who've never heard of the the Skull and Bones thing, just real quick, let me just show you this because George Bush, he was a part of Skull and Bones, and I told you Elvis is the Skull and Bones, okay, and their number is always associated with the 322, and um, how old is Skull and Bones? Does anyone know? I think they just turned. How many years old is Skull and Bones?
According to Britannica, Skull and Bones, secret society of senior students at Yale University, New Haven, Connecticut, that was founded in 1832.
1832. Yeah, I can't remember how old they are. Did they just turn 248 years old? No, no. 1832. That's way more than that. What am I talking about? No, it's 100 and something years old. Anyway, who cares? What am I wasting my time? You know what it is? I'm trying to waste time that way people get in the chat, and my brain is having I'm having brain seizures. Anyway, listen. So the Skull and Bones, Elvis is the Skull and Bones. Trust me on this. Okay, he is the head. He is the bones. All right, his bones are what's important to these people. And in the 322, I explained what the 322 was from a long time ago. You know, and that's why George Washington, he his birthday it changed from 211 to 222 because there had to be a connection to that 222, and I had created this chart years ago back in 2017. I had created a chart that had the numbers 122 and then 222, and then I figured out, I was like, wait a minute, 122 222, then that would mean 322, right? Would be the next, number up. And guess what happens when you add that up, right? You get 122, 222, and 322. You get 666. See, and a third of the angels when they fell, so that kind of could be the connection there. And um, because look, let me just show you this real quick, all right? Because if I'm not mistaken, see you have the word angel, right? And angel always has the el in it, okay? I mean, it has the el, which means God, right? So if I'm not mistaken, el. So if you take out the el from the ang, which is angel, get it? It's 22. Ang equals 22. And angel is like Los Angeles, Angeles, um, which is where I came to in this country. Right now I'm in Glendale, California, but when I first came to America, I lived there most of my life in Los Angeles. But anyway, so what I'm trying to say is it's 122, 222, and 322, which is the 666, right? Which is the skull and bones connection, which is what I was just telling you, right? And and why am I bringing this up? Because the the guide stones were, let me show you this real quick. See, the guide stones were erected, opened on March 22nd, the 322, back in 1980. 322 in 1980. And Georgia Guidestones is the GG. And the GG, not only is it the 77, because G is the seventh letter, but in the alphabet, the G is the seventh letter, but if you wanted to go to the next time you see the G, you would have to go 26 letters. So 26 plus 7 would be 33, because G is the seventh letter. So in order to get back to the G again, so the second G would be the 33. The GG, get it? And I've talked about it, many times, and that's why Gabby Giffords, GG, and she got the head one on Elvis's birthday, the same day the Beast Quake happened in Seattle. Anyway, so Elvis died in 77, okay? And God starts with the G, you understand? And so anyway, the point I was trying to make is the Georgia Guidestones open on 322, okay? And by the way, I'm just trying to waste some time. That way more people got in the chat. Now we're going to start getting into the video. So the Georgia, and how old was Elvis in 1980? He was 45. He died at the age of 42. But that year, on that day, he was already 45 years old. If he was alive, he would have been 45 years and a few months old. So do you get what I'm saying? He was 45 years old, because everything's about the 42, 45, 45, 47, 42, 47. It's always about those numbers. And also the 44, because Trump is the 44, 45 president and Obama is the 44th president, but Trump is the 44th person to become president, 45th president to take office. Anyway, so he was 45 years old, Elvis, when the Guidestones went up. And he died at the age of 42, Elvis. Now, how does the Georgia Guidestones connect to Elvis? Because, see, Elvis, I told you, on June 11th, Washington State is going to be struck, okay? And first you have the connection with the George, because Georgia Guidestones, George to Washington, which is named after George Washington. And Washington is the 42nd state, right? And Elvis died at the age of 42, all right? And this place Elvis was 45 when it was erected, but how many years old was it when it went down? How many years old was the Georgia Guidestones when it was How old was the Georgia Guidestones when it was erected? Something's wrong with my phone. What's going on here? How old was the Georgia Guidestones when it was demolished? Yeah, they won't say it, but look, it says right there, 42. Okay? So it's 42 years old. So Elvis died at the age of 42. Washington's the 42nd state. And Georgia Guidestones falls 42 years after it was built. And remember, it's all about the 42, 45, 40, all the numbers that I was mentioning. And Elvis was 45 when it was erected. Okay? Now, so what's the next connection here? Give me a second here. See, I'm gonna try not to go in order here of what's important and what's not. Oh, so check this out. Before I show you this connection, let me just tell you this. When Elvis got his big break, it was at Sun Studio in Memphis, Tennessee. And you know what the address was for Sun Studio? Listen to this. What was the address for Sun Studio in Memphis, Tennessee? See? See that number? 706. Okay? 706. And the Guidestones was in the 706 area code. Okay? So the Guidestones was in the 706 area code. And of course you've heard of the spirit of 76, which again is connected to God, but I'm not going to get into that here. So the area code for this Guidestones was 706 area code. Okay? And you know what day it fell, the Georgia Guidestones? What day was the Guidestones explosion? I'm about ready to lose it, folks, here. July 6th. So that's 706. Again, you say the date like that, 76 or 706. So, are you listening? So the area code was 706. And there's a second area code in that place too, 762. But it was 706, that area code, in Elberton, Georgia. And okay, so 706 area code. Elvis at Sun Studio 706. It went down on 7/6. And guess who was when was George Bush born?
George W. Bush was born on July 6, 1946.
July 6th, right? 7/6. And there's people outside my window right outside here. Anyway, so he was born on July 6th, and he's the 9/11 president, right? How old was George Bush on July 6, 2022?
George W. Bush was 76 years old in 2022.
That's the day that the Guidestones was, blown up. You understand? So you had, so George Bush is 76 years old, born on 7/6. That day that it was demolished was 7/6. The area code was 706. And I forgot the rest. And Sun Studio, Elvis 706. And I told you the spirit of 76 is a connection that's because that was one of the first things I used to talk about on the channel when I was talking about this Elvis stuff I'm talking about. Anyway, so, and what else? And the place is called Elberton. If you separate the EL, it equals this. So it's called Elberton, Georgia. Elberton. You take the EL out, and these 6 letters would equal the same as this word, JEWISH, or DCLXVI, which is 666 in Roman numerals. Okay, so it's EL 666 or EL JEWISH. You know what I mean? Anyway, so that's an important thing there too, right? And of course, I told you Washington's a 42nd state. Elvis died at the age of 42, and the Guidestones fell after 42 years. Okay, are you ready for this? And how many days are in between the day it fell, 7/6, and the day Elvis died, August 16th? Just within the same year. How many days between 7/6 and August 16th, the day Elvis died, and the day it fell? 42 days. If you add the dates, 42 days from 7/6 to 8/16, Elvis's death date. Okay? So there's another connection, 42. Are you understanding that? Did anyone not get what I'm talking about right now? Is anyone not understanding what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to get into it here, but I actually showed what a bunch of numbers that was written on the guide stones. There was even other numbers written on the top of the stones that had weird connections to what I talk about. But I'm not going to get into all the little details right now with what was on the stones. And even the address has a connection, but I'm not going to get into that one either right now. Okay, now, how many days are in between? Because I told you, it's all connected to Elvis and this event that's going to happen in Washington State on June 11th. So how many days is it from the day it went down, 7/6, till the next time June 11th comes around? So 7/6 to June 11th. 7/6 to 6/11. How many days is in between? Look. From 7/6, the day it went down, to the next time 6/11 comes around, when Washington's going to get struck, it's 11 months, 6 days. See that? There's that 6/11 connected to 6/11. 11 months, 6 days to 6/11 from the day it went down. And from 6/11 to 7/6, it's either 25 or 26 days. And guess what we're in? Next year is going to be between 25 and 26, the year. Okay? So there's a big connection with that. Okay? Now, so that's the connection to the day it fell to June 11th, right? And then from the day that it fell to its opening date of 3/22, which is the skull and bones number. Check this out, because Elvis died on August 16th. Well, I mean, look, if you, well, let me show that part first. Hold on. Let's see if I have it. Hold on. Let me see if I have a. Where is it here? These people outside my window are distracting me, folks. All right. Anyway, so from 7/6, the day it came down to the day it was opened, which was 3/22. If you just look what it is. So this is actually from George Bush's birthday, because he was born on 7/6, and that's the day it fell, right, on 7/6. But when 76 years later, when George Bush was 76 years old, it fell, right, on 7/6. But look, from George Bush's birthday, George Bush Jr., it was 33 years, 8 months, 16 days, or 8 months, 17 days. So that means that it was 8 months, 16 days in between 7/6 and 3/22 when it opened the Georgia Guidestones. Do you get what I'm saying? Because Elvis died on 8/16, and on leap year, 8/16 falls on 8/17. Get it? So it has a connection to the 8/16. Elvis' death date. That's all I was just trying to show there. Okay? And in between, so remember this? Remember I was just showing you this? That from 7/6 to the next time 6/11 comes around, it's 11 months, 6 days. Now look at this. Check this out. in between, so in between 6/11 and the day that it opened, from 6/11 to the next time 3/22 comes around, because that's when it opened. Look at this. Where is it, man? I'm about ready to lose it. I'll just show you this card, even though this is not what I want to show you. So this is actually from the day Seattle slew one. It was 2 years, 9 months, 11 days. But it's the same thing. So from 6/11 to the next time 3/22 came around, it would have been 9 months, 11 days. So 6/11 to the day it opened, 3/22, is 9 months, 11 days. Forget about the years. It's 9 months, 11 days in between 6/11 to 3/22. That's when the Guidestones opened. So you have the 9/11 connection from 6/11 to the day it opened, and you have from the day it closed, from the day it was destroyed, 7/6, to the next time 6/11 comes around, it's 11/6. So you have a 6/11, 11/6, and you have 9/11 connected to the 6/11 to the 3/22. You get what I'm saying? 6/11 to the date open. Okay. Are you getting that? Oh, it's right here. Yeah, same thing. So 7/6 to 6/11, you have 11 months, 6 days. 6/11 to 3/22 is 9 months, 11 days. All right. What? What are you saying, Pamela? Are you saying you need prayers? What are you saying? Because if you need prayers, we'll definitely pray for you. I'm not looking at the chat. That's why I don't know what you guys are talking about in the chat. I'm busy. My mind is like frazzled right now. Okay, and now and the only thing I have on this from 3/22 to 6/11, because from the day it opened to 6/11, it's 82 days when you add the day, and Seattle equals 82. That's the only thing I had with that. From the date open to 6/11, the date is 82 days. Oh, and you remember I was showing you that from, see, look, when one number corresponds, they all correspond. You understand? Watch what I'm going to show you. They all correspond. Watch. So you remember I told you that from 7/6, the day it went down, to the day it opened, 3/22, just from the next time it comes around, it's 8 months, 16 days, or 8 months, 17 days, and Elvis died on 8/16, right? So it connected to the day it went down to the day it opened, right? The Guidestone. Then from the day it went down to the next time 6/11 came around, it was 11 months, 6 days. So you have the 11/6 to the 6/11 connection, that, and then here's a connection. Check this out. So from Elvis's death date to the 11/6, because remember the other one was 11 months, 6 days to 6/11. Look, from 8/16 to 11/6 is 2 months, 22 days. From 2/22 to 11/6 is 8 months, 16 days. You see what I'm saying? How it's all connected to each other? Everything? Do you get what I'm saying? Like from 11/6 to 8/16 is 9 months, 11 days. From 11/6 to 6/11 is 7 months, 6 days. What in the hell is this? Because it went down on 7/6. Do you get it? 7/6 to 6/11 is 11 months, 6 days. From 11/6 to 6/11 is 7 months, 6 days. 11/6 to 8/16, Elvis' death date is 9 months, 11 days. Are you getting it? It's all, it's like a perfect puzzle, every single piece. You get it? Are you getting what I'm showing, folks, with that? Or no? Is anyone not getting this? I know it's kind of confusing, all the things that I'm saying, because I was very lazy. I didn't write like from this to that. I didn't write, what I'm connecting. Hold on. Really? Today's 322 days before George Bush's next birthday? Wow, that's crazy. What a coincidence. That's crazy. No, I don't have help behind this. I do this. I told you that's all I do all day is this. Now check this out. From 9/11 to the day it opened, the Guidestones, look at that. 6 months, 11 days, or 6 months, 12 days. See what I mean? 9/11 to 322 is 6 months, 11 days, or 6 months, 12 days if you add the day. So there's another connection to 9/11 to the day it opened the Guidestones. You see what I mean? And okay, now here we go to the other stuff here. Let me see here what I got. Let me make sure I don't mix all this up here. Give me a second, folks, to gather my thoughts here. Give me 1 second here. Okay. So you know what? I'm not going to even waste my time showing you all the number connections with the next thing. I'm just going to tell you why I'm bringing this up. So, yeah, I'm not going to show you numbers with this. The next thing I'm going to show. Hold on. I'm just reading the chat for a second. Yeah, God bless all of you. Appreciate it. Okay, so why am I doing this video, folks? Watch. So, check this out. Elvis, he hold on. When Elvis died, folks, he died on August 16th, 1977. Okay? But they didn't pronounce him dead until 3:30 that afternoon. So he died in the early morning of August 16th, you know. But they didn't pronounce him dead till 3:30. Get it? The 3-3 code. And I'm not gonna there's another connection to 3:30, even with the Reagan shooting and all that other stuff, and the 330th day of the year, all that connections. But listen, so 3:30, right? The 33 with a crown. So because Elvis is the CC rider. CC, that's how he started all his concerts, the CC. He's the beast out of the sea in Seattle, okay? Anyway, so when Elvis died, he was pronounced dead at 3:30, and who pronounced him dead? The Memphis Memorial Baptist Hospital. The Baptist Memorial Hospital in Memphis. That's what it's called. Baptist Memorial Hospital in Memphis, okay? And this Baptist Memorial Hospital in Memphis, look, when was the Baptist Memorial Hospital in Memphis demolished? Look at the date. It was demolished on November 6th, 11/6, 2005. 11/6. Okay? And why am I bringing this up? Besides the 11/6 connection, because it looks like the number 611, right? And because we're talking about June 11th, not November 6th. But anyway, so look at this hospital, folks. Look at this. So look at this hospital. Does it remind you of something? Look at this. Hold on, folks. Stupid phone. Look at this hospital. This is what it looked like. So see it's up here. And now I'm going to put it side by side. Yeah, beside it looking like an X, but look what it looks like. Look at this. See, that's the Georgia Guidestones. See? You see that? It looks just like the Georgia Guidestones. And they demolished this. Remember, they demolished this and they demolished that. And this was demolished on 11/6/2005. Get it? 25. 11/6/25. And this was demolished, right? And I told you what's in between. The day it was demolished, let me show you again. Just real quick, let me just show you that one item. Give me a second here. What the heck did I do with it? Right here. Here it is. See, the day it fell, 7/6, the Guidestones, to the next time 6/11 came around is 11/6. And that hospital that looks like the Guidestones went down on 11/6/25. Get it? 2005. And next year is 6/11/25. When I'm telling you that it's the last year that I'm going to be talking about this. All right? Do you get it? And from 6/11 to 7/6 is 25 or 26 days. And next year will be in between 25 and 26. So from the day it went down to 6/11, get it? Are you getting that? Can I move on? Are you guys understanding that part? You guys understood that? Okay. Can I move on? Did you guys understand that? Okay. So that place looks like the Guidestones. Do you not understand? And remember, it's George and Washington State. Get it? Named after George Washington. And all the connections. The 42 connections. It went down 42 years after it was built, the Guidestones. Elvis died at 42. Washington's the 42nd state. In between the day it fell, 7/6, and the day Elvis died, 8/16, is 42 days. Okay? It's all connected. All right, now watch this. You know, I told you guys that Elvis is the phoenix. Elvis is the phoenix rising. He's the beast out of the sea. He's the kraken. Okay? He's the sea goat. And that's why his sign is the sea goat sign, the Capricorn. And he's the camel that shoots through the eye of the Space Needle, okay? Anyway, the company that did the demolition, I guess, I don't know, they're based out of a place called, listen to this, look what they're based out of. Let me see if I can find it. Give me a second here. So I'm not sure, but they're called Controlled Demolition Inc. Okay, the Memphis Baptist Hospital, the one that went down. But look at this. Look where they're based. This company. Look, it says. I don't know if you can read it. It says the Phoenix, Maryland-based company that did the lighting of the explosives or something like that. So look at that. It's got the Phoenix connection even with that. You know. So again, another weird connection, right? And this company, they also collapsed the hotel where Elvis was married. What the hell? And other places where he performed. So basically, that's I guess there's not that many people that demolish stuff, but isn't it weird how everywhere Elvis goes is death and disaster follows? You know what I mean? What in the heck, man? Anyway, so from the day, listen to this. You ready for this? So you know Elvis died on 8/16, right? And from the day that the demolition happened, because remember this place, I got to remind you folks before I show you this. So let me remind you again, this is the Georgia Guidestones, and this is the Memphis Baptist Hospital. This was demolished on 11/6 back in 2005. This went down 7/6 2022. Okay? And it looks like each other. That's what the whole point. And that's where Elvis died. I mean, that's where Elvis was pronounced dead. He died at home, but they pronounced him dead there. And it was demolished, okay? And look at this. And Elvis died on August 16th, right? So from the day that thing was demolished, that hospital where Elvis supposedly was pronounced dead, to the day the Guidestones fell, and it looks just like the Guidestones. Look at this. 16 years, 8 months. From the day that that place that looked like the Guidestones to the day the Guidestones fell, the demolition of the hospital to the demolition of, to the explosion of this. So 16 years, 8 months, and 1 day. And Elvis was born on 1/8/8/16, so 1/8/16. If you count the day, it's 16 years, 8 months, 1 day. But if you don't count it, it's 16 years, 8. So Elvis died on 8/16. You see what I'm saying? And listen to this. If you still think that's a strange coincidence, the before it was demolished, it was actually closed, the hospital. It closed 5 years earlier. Look at this. What was the last day that Memphis Memorial Baptist Hospital was open?
Baptist Memorial Hospital, Memphis is...
When was the closing date of the Baptist Memorial Hospital? Look. So look at that, see? It closed on November 17th in the year 2000. And you know November 17th, that's a leap year. November 17th on a leap year, guess what day it is on a leap year? 3/22. Because November 18th is the 322nd day of the year, but because it's a leap year, so it closed on the 322nd day of the year. But wait, so it closed on 11/17/2000. So it closed on 11/17/2000, the hospital. But it was demolished on 11/6. Okay? Wait, it was demolished on 11/6. So from the day it closed to the day it was demolished, look at this. Look at the amount of days. 1,816 days. Look at that. And Elvis was born on 1/8 and he died on 8/16. Look, 1/8/8/16. Can you believe this, man? I'm like, how many coincidences, That's pretty ridiculous, right? Yeah. Anyway, it's pretty ridiculous. That's all I'm saying. Weird coincidences. All right. So anyway, the whole point of this video was to show you how the Guidestones look like the hospital where Elvis died, because everything's about death and destruction. Okay. You think it's a coincidence? Come on. And Bush equals June. Did you guys know that? The name Bush equals June. And do you know that George Bush is the only sitting president, I'm talking about Junior, the only sitting president that went to Graceland. Who was the only sitting president to visit Graceland while in office?
According to IMDb, in 2006, United States President George W. Bush visited Elvis Presley's Graceland home.
Who did George Bush Jr. take to Graceland with him? What Japanese prime minister did George Bush take to Graceland? You pieces of... Did Prime Minister of Japan go to Graceland with George Bush Jr.? I'm going to break this phone. Anyway, let me just show you the name. Look at the name of the guy that George Bush took to Graceland with him. Look at this. See that this is the guy. This is George Bush Jr. took him to Graceland. Look at the name. Junachero. So you have the June, chair is like the seat, Seattle seat of L, and the O is the crown. So he took Junachero Kuzami to visit Graceland. Okay? And see, he went to Graceland, you see? And why did he take this guy there? You think it was just a coincidence that he took the Japanese Prime Minister to Graceland? No, there's no coincidence. When was Prime Minister Junichiro born?
According to Wikipedia, Junichiro Koizumi Junichiro, Koizumi Junichiro, Izumi, Ito, born the 8th of January 1942.
He's born on January 8th. Look, January 8th, 1942. So he's born January 8th, 1942. Okay? And why is that important? Because when was Elvis born?
Elvis Presley was born on January 8th, 1913.
So he's born January 8th. So he took the Prime Minister who's born on Elvis's birthday. And he's born at 42, that Prime Minister. There's that 42 connection. You see what I mean? So Bush, the 9/11 president. You understand? I'm not trying nothing like that while I'm on the... I don't know what you guys are doing. Stop putting 100 comments. I'm not doing it right now. Telling me to do weird things with my eyes right now. I don't know what you're talking about. Hold on. No, he wasn't the prime minister that got that. Yeah, no, it wasn't him. The one that got shot. No, but even that had a weird connection, right? Didn't that guy get shot on 7/7 or 7/8? The other one, that other prime minister of Japan or something. Anyway, let me just keep going here. By the way, I'm not saying I don't believe you. To the guy who's telling do weird thing with the eye, I'm not saying I don't believe you. I just not going to do weird things while I'm on camera here. You know, because I don't even know what you're talking about right now. Hold on. I'm in the middle of thinking. I can't be concentrating on what you're saying right there. So anyway, Bush equals June. Bush was the president, and it was all that Guidestones had everything to do with Bush, because it went down on Bush's 76th birthday on 7/6, and George Bush was born on 7/6. So it goes down on his 76th birthday, born on 7/6. It goes down on 7/6, and the area code was 706. You see what I'm saying? All the connections of the place, the Guidestones, and Bush equals June, and June is the next 9/11. It's going to be on 6/11, and you know who was that same year 9/11. Look at this. Who is Timothy McVeigh?
According to Wikipedia, Timothy James McVeigh was an American domestic terrorist who perpetrated the Oklahoma...
So he was the Oklahoma guy who bombed the Oklahoma building. And Timothy McVeigh has the TM initials. TM equals 33. Okay? Are you listening? TM equals 33. Elvis was born in Tupelo, Mississippi, TM. Then he moved to Memphis, Tennessee, which is MT, because his tomb is MT. And 33 and 33 is 66. The word twin equals 66. But listen, so Timothy McVeigh, TM, okay? And Timothy McVeigh was executed the same year 9/11 happened. When was Timothy McVeigh executed?
Timothy McVeigh died on June 11th, 2001.
See? So he was involved in a bombing. So you have 6/11 execution of June 11th. You understand? And 9/11 happened that year. and you have the TM connection. And Trump was, the ear clipped was on the date, and not the date. When he got his ear clipped, Trump, it was the time on the clock was 6/11/33. And he died at the age of 33. Did I mention that? Oh, I didn't even mention that. How old was Timothy McVeigh?
Timothy McVeigh was 33 years old when he died.
And TM equals 33. TM, Timothy McVeigh. You see what I'm talking about? And he died at 6/11 at the age of 33. Now, this is not just gematria. No, listen, folks, you don't understand. I'm not like those other people, those other channels. All they use are numbers to connect things. I am giving you real life rituals, spiritual understanding. All right. This is not just me throwing out numbers. I'm giving you real life rituals that they're doing. That's why Seattle slew means to, it's the past tense of slay. Seattle slew won the Triple Crown on June 11th, 1977, the same year Elvis died. Okay? These are not coincidences. Okay? I'm not just making up stuff. Elvis died on the toilet, which they mock God. Elvis died on the toilet. The toilet is known as the throne. They mock God. So the king dies on the throne because he died on the toilet, the king, Elvis, and he dies on the toilet. What was he doing? He was reading a book called The Scientific Search for the Face of Jesus. See the mockery? The king dies on the throne, and he's talking about Jesus. I mean, he's reading about Jesus. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. This is not me throwing out just numbers. I'm connecting every piece of the puzzle, because this is 100% from the Holy Spirit, this information. All right. And these predictions, it's all supernatural. But the only thing I didn't know was the year. Okay. And I told you next year is my final year that I'll be researching any more on this topic. It has to happen next year. If it doesn't happen next year, that means I'm not going to be researching anymore, and I'm not going to be digging into anything. But I know it's still going to happen, even if it doesn't happen next year. But I won't be doing any more research on it because next year is the reset year. It has to happen before the end of the reset, and next year is the reset ending. So it ends next year is the beginning of the reset. That's what I'm saying. So it has to happen, and like I said, it could still happen after that. If it doesn't happen, absolutely, and it has to happen on those dates. It has to happen on June 11th, the Washington State event, and the August 4th Trump head wound has to happen on August 4th. So it's supernatural. You will see it come to fruition. All right. God just wanted me to calculate the number of the beast. That's what I had to do, and that's why He didn't give me the year. He just gave me the dates and the players involved and everything and the places, but He didn't reveal the year to me. All right, hold on. Yeah. Yeah, somebody's asking me about a particular number. Look, that number does has significance, okay? And ask me that question in another video, and I'll answer you, okay? About that number. It does. It has significance, and I'll explain it in another video. But right now, I got to end this video. I got one more thing to show, and before I end the video, it's a good one. Hold on. No, to the person who's talking about the eye thing, don't worry, with the eyes and stuff. I'm not saying that what you're saying is not interesting. I'm just saying I can't focus on it right now. Ask me that also in another video. All right? There's no way I can't take that information into my head right now. All right, so I gotta end it with this. Now pay attention. By the way, I left out a lot of number informations. I had a bunch of numbers written out from dates to dates, but I stopped because it was already getting too much for everybody. So, but this is the last thing I'm going to show. So, you know, Bush was the 9/11 president, George Bush, okay? And George Bush Jr. we're talking about. And so now before I okay, let me just tell you this real quick. You know, Elvis had an identical twin that died at birth. I've already explained that's why the Twin Towers fell. I'm not going to go through all the connections. I mean, literally, there's 100 connections to 9/11 with Elvis. I'm not going through them all right now. So, but this is just what I want to say to this. Elvis was born on you can write 1/8 or 1/08. You can write the date, okay? And 1/08 is like the number 108, it looks like. And if you wrote out 108 and split it in half, you know, look, see, if you get two of them born on 108, so if you get two of them born on 108, because there was two of them born, right, you get 216. But if they're both born on 1/8 and you have to split it in half, it would be 54/54. Okay? And of course, I told you guys if you wrote the date backwards without the 0 and you just wrote 8/1, it would be 16/2. All right? And that's June 11th is the 162nd day of the year. Because I told you Elvis and his twin were born on 1/8. So June 11th is the 162nd day of the year, and August 4th is the 216th day of the year. And there was two of them born on 1/8. One of them was sacrificed. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, let's go back to this real quick. So if they were both born on 1/08, and you're only counting this once, then you'd have to cut it in half because there was two of them. So there's two 54s. Now, why am I bringing that up? Because what was 9/11? Oh, but before I show you that, I just want to show you this. The word twin equals 66. Twin equals 66. It was 66 years, 8 months, 4 days in between Elvis's birth, when the twins were born, the identical twins, when from Elvis's birth to the day the Twin Towers fell was 66 years, 8 months, 4 days. And the towers fell, the Twin Towers. And then only one was erected. Because Elvis, you understand? They're bringing up Elvis. Anyway, twin equals 66. That was the whole point. The towers, the twin fell. But anyway, why was I bringing up the 54? Because look, two 54s, right? They were born on 1/8, 1/08. So if you break it in half, it's two 54s. 9/11 is the 254th day of the year, and it's 255 on a leap year. But do you see that? 254. 254s. Elvis and his twin were born on 1/8. 254 for 9/11. I told you the towers fell 66 years after Elvis was born. The towers fell, and 66 is the word twin. Okay? Now, who was the president? Bush. You know that Bush has a ranch. They called it the Bush Crawford Ranch. Now it's called some other. Hold on, let's see what it's called now. But at the time, it was. What is the Bush Ranch in Crawford, Texas called?
According to Wikipedia, Prairie Chapel Ranch. Prairie Chapel Ranch, nicknamed Bush Ranch, is a 1,508.
Anyway, hold on. What is the telephone number for Bush Ranch in Crawford, Texas? Do they have a phone number? Well, anyway, here's the address. Look, it's in Crawford, Texas, okay? That's all you need to know. Crawford, Texas. Now watch this. What is Crawford, Texas area code? Look at that. 254. You see? See, 9/11 was the 254th day of the year, and he was the 9/11 President Bush. You see? Yeah, and you remember I was showing you the other connection with the Guidestones, the Georgia Guidestones. Remember? Did you guys understand that, what I just showed? Before I move on, did you guys understand that? You know, to the person who's distracting people in the chat, this is super annoying that you're not even paying attention. I'm here working my butt off and you're talking about something else. What are you guys doing, man? No, that's seriously, that's disrespectful. When you see me like busting my, you know, you understand what I'm saying? What are you doing? What are you guys doing, man? Why would you distract people when I'm trying to get people's attention on this? And you're talking about stuff that has nothing to do with the video. Don't you understand that that's disrespectful? Man. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So I told you Elvis was born on 108. There was two of them born. So if you were to break 108 in half, it would be 254s. Get it? 254s, 9/11 is the 254th day of the year. Bush was the 9/11 president. Bush Ranch in Crawford, Texas is in the area code 254. Okay? 254. And you're not the only one who's doing it. I'm talking to the other guy too. All right? So it wasn't you that I was so focused on. The other person too, who was distracting me earlier with the eye stuff. All right, listen. So I just showed you these 254 connections. Listen, I know you're paying attention maybe, but you're distracting the other people. Stop it. I got it. Now let it go. I'm not mad. I'll forget all about it later. Just right now I'm irritated. So I just showed you the 254 connections, two different ones, okay? And then look, if you use the prime numbers for 9 and 11, look, the 9th prime number is 23, the 11th prime number is 31, 23 and 31 equals 54, 9 and 11 is 20. There's your 254 again. You know what I mean? There's that 2 and the 54. 9/11 is the 254th day. And let me tell you something. If I had moderators, you'd have already been deleted. So you're lucky I don't have moderators. They would have put you on timeout. Because I would have told moderators, anyone who distracts people, they put them on timeout immediately. So you're lucky I don't have moderators. Because I don't trust anybody to moderate properly. Anyway. Oh yeah, Joan Crawford died in 77. That's a good one, Jessica. Anyway. Yeah, but you started it with your eye thing. Put your eye, poke your stupid finger in your eye and put your finger and maybe it'll come out your butthole. Is that what you told everybody? I'm pretty sure that's what it sounded like. You said poke your eye and put it as far as you can and see if it comes out of your ass. Anyway, so 9/11 was the two. That's it. You're lucky, man. You're lucky. I was just about to ban you. Don't tell me to relax, okay? That's one thing I don't want to hear. Right now, you should be thanking me, okay? It was a joke. You don't like it? Go. Leave. I don't care. As if I care about subscribers. Get lost. I was just joking. Get out of here. Can't take a joke? Talk about sensitive. Man. Anyway, so you calm down. You're the one distracting. I just told you. I just said I don't care. I told you I'll forget about it tomorrow. and pretend like nothing happened. Just don't annoy me. Anyway, 9/11. I'm very forgiving. Now shut up. Anyway, 9/11 was the 255th day of the year, right? Uh, on a leap year, it's the 255th day. And and you know MLK was killed in Memphis, Tennessee, right? MLK was killed in Memphis, Tennessee, and Elvis lived and died in Memphis, Tennessee. And Martin Luther King is known as the, he had the King name, but Elvis is known as the King. So that's why Elvis had the King whacked, because there could only be one king, right? But but that's not why he did it. It's a ritual because there has to be a sacrifice. So Martin Luther King was killed in Memphis, Tennessee, killed. All right, you know what I think about these things, but he was killed in Memphis, Tennessee. Elvis lived and died in Memphis, Tennessee, right? And now Martin Luther King, he's named after Seattle's King County because they're going to destroy it, man. They're going to destroy that place, all right? So that's why they named it after Martin Luther King, the King County in Seattle, because it was named after a different king, okay? Now, so remember, 9/11 is the 255th day of the year. And George Washington's death date is 12/14. He died on 12/14, George Washington. And in between Martin Luther King's death date, 4/4, and 12/14, look, I know it's hard to see, but look, it's 255 days. That's exactly 9/11. So between 4/4 and 12/14, George Washington's death date and MLK's death date, in between is 255 days. Okay, and the reason I put 4/5, because it's all about the 44/45, because 4/4 lands on 4/5 on a leap year, and it was a leap year, and 4/5 to 12/14 is actually 254 days, but this is 254 days if you don't add the day, and 255 if you add the day. So basically, I was trying to show you it was connected to 9/11 from MLK's death to George Washington's death. You understand? And what else here? Nah, I'm not even gonna show this. I could connect Elvis's death date to the 254 too. It's pointless to connect that right now. But this is the last thing I'm going to show, because I was just telling you about George Washington's death date. Look at this. Yeah, I've talked about the Kurt Cobain stuff. Yeah, Kurt Cobain was found on 4/8, 3 days after he died. Because, see, it's all connected to both Seattle and to Elvis. I mean, to Trump's head wound. Because Kurt Cobain's middle name is Donald. So that's why Trump is the 45th president, but he's going to get his head wound on 8/4, and he was found on 4/8, his body, even though he died on 4/5. So that's the 45 connection to Trump plus the 8/4 connection, because 4/8 looks like 8/4, and that's when they found his body. Okay, you get it? That's the connection, and it was in Washington State, and he was and Kurt Cobain was born in Seattle or died in Seattle, one of those. And so it's connected to both. It's connected to the Seattle event, to the Washington State event, and it's connected to the Trump head wound. Because his dad's name is Donald, yeah. And his dad's name is Donald too, but his middle name is Donald, Kurt Cobain. Yeah, I've talked about the Mars Attacks movie. They show this, that's the Landmark Hotel that they took down. The Landmark Hotel went down on 11/7, one day after 11/6, and in between Elvis's birthday and the day Washington death date. Look, hold on. From Elvis's birthday to the day Washington died, look. It's from Elvis's birthday to the day Washington died, George Washington. It's 11 months 6 days, or 11 months 7 days when you add the day. All right, so it's 11/6 or 11/7, and um, why am I showing that? Because I just showed you that the Memphis Baptist Memorial Hospital was demolished on 11/6. The Landmark Hotel in Las Vegas, the one that they used for the Mars Attacks movie, was demolished on 11/7. When was the Landmark Hotel in Las Vegas demolished? See? 11/7. Okay? And this is what it looks like. And look what it looked like. It looks just like the Space Needle in Seattle, kind of. You see, this is what it looked like originally before they demolished it. Of course, it doesn't look like it exactly, obviously. I'm talking about just the top part, you know. The rest of it doesn't look like it, but right there. And just like I told you about Elvis's hotel, I mean, Elvis, when he first started playing in Vegas at the International Hotel, the International Hotel has this thing that looks just like the Space Needle, but it's missing the top. Okay, and I told you where the top is. It's the Honolulu concert, that big satellite concert. He played it in, it looked just like the UFO, like the top of the Space Needle. And then the International Hotel is where he played, which is missing the top part. But this is where this one got demolished on 11/7, the Landmark. And that was in the movie Mars Attacks. It went down. Images of the demolition of the Landmark Hotel. Look at these weird images, folks. Watch. Let me see if I can bring up some. It's weird that it's not coming up right away. Very strange. There's one scene that looks like a snake coming out. Where is it? Man, that's not it, but that one looks weird too. Where is it? No, that's not. Well, first of all, here's the image of the demolition of it. This was a real demolition. What you saw in that movie Mars Attacks was the actual demolition of it. They showed, but I don't know. There's something going on here. There's a better image, but see, it looks like the head of a snake right here. But this is like the smoke and the thing, whatever, the explosion. But there's another image where it looks literally like a snake. But I don't know. I can't find the one I'm looking for. It doesn't matter. Anyway, let me finish with this, folks. I have one more thing to show. Let me finish with this. Okay, so just look at the connections here, all right? So, just give me a second here. So just think what I'm about to show you. So remember, George Washington died on 12/14. Look. What day did George Washington die?
George Washington died on December 14th.
December 14th, okay? So, um, so remember, from Elvis's birthday to 12/14 is 11 months 6 days or 11 months 7 days, okay? If you add the day. So there's a connection right there to a 6/11, 11/6, right? And then check this out. From George Washington's death date to 6/11, if you went forward this many amount of days, it lands right on 6/11. Look at this. From 12/14, George Washington's death date, to 6/11. Look, if you went forward 911 days, it lands on 6/11. From 12/14, George Washington's death date. See that? So 1214 to 611, if you go, forward, 911 days. Okay? So you'd have to go 1.5 years or whatever. But the point I'm trying to make is it's 911 days you can hit. So that's another connection, And then look at this. So from George Washington's death date, this is, by the way, this is on certain years, because sometimes, because of leap years and stuff like that, it's give or take a day. So it's, it'll be either one day less or one day more. You know what I'm saying? Give or take a day, whether you add. Now check this out. From George Washington's death date, 1214, to the day Elvis died, 816, is 611 days on certain years. It depends if there's a leap year or not in there. And from 816 to 611 is 666 days. So notice that the middle ground between 611 and 666 is 816, which is Elvis's death date. And remember, from 1214 to 611, I showed you, was 911 days, if you go straight across. But this way, it's just 1214 to 816 is 611 days. Then from 816 to 611 is 666 days. Okay? And what's in between? Elvis's death date, right? 816. And so what's in between 611 and 666? What is the missing number? Is Satan. See? Satan is 55. 611 plus 55 is 666. And that's my two predictions, see? 611 to August 4th is 55 days. So that's, and August 4th is the 216th day of the year. 6 times 6 times 6 equals 216. And, Elvis is born on 1/8, which is 6 plus 6 plus 6 is 18. But do you get what I'm saying? So Satan is the missing equation. And who is Satan? Elvis's death date. You see what I mean? He's the middle ground. He is Satan. Okay? He is the chosen one. Do you not understand? Yeah, that's right, Stars. I have something really good on George Floyd, too. I've shown before in the past, but I'm going to show it again. There's a connection to JFK, but I'm not going to tell you right now. But look at what I'm showing you. Do you not understand? The missing equation is Satan between 611 and 666, you see? And that's my prediction dates. My two predictions are 611 and 84. And 55 days, when you add the day in between 611 and 84, you add the days, 55 days. So that's so from 611 to 84 is the 666. That's what it's saying. The 84 is the 666. And August 4th is the 216th day of the year. 6 times 6 times 6 equals 84. See what I mean? Yes, Elvis is the Antichrist. Trump is the Antichrist in the flesh. See, just they're mocking God, because when God was in heaven, he was also here on earth as Jesus. Jesus, when he was in the flesh, he was God, just like Trump, pretending to be in the flesh. And Elvis is the God in heaven. You understand what I'm saying? That's what they're doing. They're mocking God. Anyway, folks, yeah, like I said, folks, if you don't understand, look, like I said, you have to have supernatural, to fully grasp this, to make, to fully believe this, you would have to have a spiritual understanding, especially knowing that I've been predicting this for 7 years now, 6 years. but I've been predicting, something happening for 7, 8 years. The Elvis didn't come into the picture until 2019. But the dates and everything's been the same. But Elvis came into the picture 2019 because I knew there was a missing piece to the puzzle. And as soon as he came into the picture, every single piece of the puzzle fit perfect because I knew there was a missing piece because I knew that Trump couldn't be the Antichrist by himself, and I knew Obama wasn't the Antichrist, but I knew he was part of the charade. So I said, who's the missing piece? And Elvis was the only one. And he was my first obsession in life. And that's why I'm trying to tell you, God chose me from the beginning to reveal this puzzle. That's why Neo, the Matrix dude, is born in Beirut, Lebanon, at the same time as me. We're born in the same hospital. He was born 2 days before me. What was he doing in Beirut, Lebanon? He's not Armenian. He's not Arabic. He's nothing to do with the Middle East. What's he doing there? I'm Armenian, and the Armenians were the first Christians as a people. What's this dude doing there? The guy who broke the Matrix, get it? It's complete mockery what they're doing. Because they know that God chose me. I'm telling you that. That's why they chose Keanu, to break the Matrix. Anyway, all right, folks. I'm going to end the chat. Now, I'll leave this video up at least for a couple of days. Yeah. Anyway. God bless everyone. And to the person who's freaking out, I'm just trying to explain to them. I was trying to be funny, first of all, because really I should have just put you on timeout, but I didn't. Because usually I do that. People who distract the chat, I'll just put them on timeout. But I was trying to be nice to you, and then I made a joke, and you just don't know that I was joking, obviously. And you want to get you're letting your ego and pride get in the way. But I forgive you. And if you want to go, you can go. Don't worry. Nobody's going to stop you here. But you're welcome back. Anyway, God bless everyone in the chat. Jesus is God. Oh, yeah, that's cool, huh? Yeah. I see what you're saying about Lebanon, yeah. And of course, that's where the Beirut, Lebanon explosion was on August 4th. You see what I'm saying? It's all connected, It's all mockery, what they're doing. Because the real explosion is going to happen on June 11th. When I say real, I mean the big one. That was the biggest one on August 4th that anyone's ever seen in real life. The real one is coming on June 11th to Washington State. So anyone in Washington State, get them out before June 11th. This is no joke, man. This is life and death. I've done everything I can do. I'm just one person. I can't do anything. I can't stop what's coming, and I had nothing to do with what's coming. It is what it is. It was going to happen whether I reveal it or not. Just like 9/11 happened. Nobody revealed that. And nobody could have stopped it, just like nobody's going to be able to stop this one. Yeah, anyway, yeah. To that guy, like I said, he just needs to take a joke, Anyway, God bless everyone. Jesus is God. End the video.